So yeah, let's crack on. I would say kind of just sort of an interview format kind of style thing would probably work best
Yes.
if I just kind of ask you questions and then you divulge into your
Oh
with
no, of course. I'm very, very arrogant. I love to talk about
yourself.
everything,
Yes, everything and anything to do with
especially in an interview form. Even if it isn't an interview, I'll just turn it into one. It's a
right.
gift of mine.
So what would you say was your well, not what would you say? So what was the inspiration behind the lyrics for Time is a Killer?
Well, basically, so I'm very into Pantera, and the lead singer of Pantera, fucking Phil Anselmo, he did an interview like what 12 years ago. Like a 40-minute, well, it wasn't really an interview, it was like a kind of like a talk thing with a school,
Yeah.
and he went into his various substance abuse, mostly heroin, and yeah, fucking laugh it up, mate. um, so yeah, no, he was just talking to this like auditorium full of people just about his substance abuse and everything. And I mean, he's a very poetic speaker, I would say. Like, he comes up with a lot of cool lyrical things when he speaks. So yeah, no, it was really easy to kind of come up with a sort of story to that, basically. And Time is a Killer was perfect because at the time I'd just written the first riff and like the chorus bits and stuff, and it all came together really, really quickly. I kind of wrote down the first couple lyrics or something without a meaning, and then a couple weeks later I revisited writing and everything, and then I was like, oh, let's make it about heroin because I know so much about that now that I've done my research.
I remember it was like a band practice or something, and then because Connor came up with like the chorus line, didn't he? And then you were like,
Yeah.
that can fit.
He came up with the core, the like title and everything.
Yeah,
Time is a Killer, but it's
and you
about
were
time
like,
is a
that
Killer.
could fit in a song I'm writing, and I was just like, all right. And then like
That is the first time I think I've ever managed to just like, when you always like set riffs and stuff aside just to like, slot into other songs when you get stuck. That's the only time it's ever worked. It's
well,
with
yeah.
that one because it fit perfectly, and it was yeah. Shout out to Connor, best thing and only thing he's ever done.
I
So
wouldn't say
next question.
that. What about the melody? Was that kind of
Oh, the melody came together really, really quickly. I mean, like,
was that
I
based off
think
the
because
guitar that you had that just kind of
yeah, pretty
flowed?
much, literally. I wrote that riff. Okay, actually, a little bit more backstory. So the first riff that was supposed to be part of a different song, which actually I used part of the other song part of that song that I wrote the Time is a Killer riff for. I used for an ACM ACM assessment thing. But so I wrote that riff, and then I eventually decided to just make it its own song because it was quite a cool riff, or like
Yeah.
my mum pointed it out or something, whatever. And the melody just literally once I started trying to search for a melody, it literally just happened in one setting. Like, the first verse and the chorus melody, and that like last fast bit,
Yeah.
that was all like instant like that. I didn't really have to think about it at all. No,
And
it just really came together really, really quickly.
word placement wise, was there like any change or anything like that you had to do, or was it kind of
Oh,
just
there was
what?
so much. Oh my fucking god. Okay, so considering this all started what, like
I think that's a good point to point out as well. We've had this song for about 3 years, and it's undergone like
3 years, yeah. No,
7
like
different
what,
changes.
2018 or something? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, because that was like early 2018 when that riff became its own song.
Yeah, and we played it. It was like a
And
7.5 minute song, and
oh
everyone.
fucking hell. It was
But if you've listened to the song now and you think it's a long song now, you're welcome. Essentially.
well, I wonder if anybody still has recordings from that one time. Like, we played it like twice or something, didn't
I
we?
think it was like
With
that. Yeah,
the old version of it.
where it kind of just all dropped out and went to like some acoustic ballad for 20 minutes, and then we brought it all back in.
Yeah,
Spoke it up
yeah.
again.
No, exactly. But the words I remember, because that second verse was like so bloody difficult to come up with. Like, that was the final version we came up with. because I came up with a riff, and then it was like, oh, we'll just put it in there instead. You know, it's fine. Because obviously we were struggling with actually writing the fucking thing for ages, and yeah, the words, because I remember we had two verses, like two of the same, like that first starting riff, we had that, and then we had another verse of that,
Yeah.
and then there
The
was like
chorus, there was two.
27 drafts of lyrics for that,
No, there
and
was
then the
two
chorus
choruses as
came back
well.
in the exact same.
No, there was two choruses as well.
Yeah. Well, no, there's three choruses in this song, but
No, I mean like the in terms of words, it didn't just repeat itself like it does now.
yeah, that's right.
It
I
had different words.
vaguely remember that.
Because sometimes when I
Vaguely.
listen to the song now, at the new mix now, I start singing the old words, and I'm like, "Where's that from?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's from the first draft about 3 years ago."
I don't even remember the old words. I just,
I,
um,
I can't
but
remember
yeah,
that
no,
in the
it's
song, but yeah.
definitely a labor of love, that song. You know, it's like, because we gave up on it, like what we gave it like a week, like in week increments, 2 years apart each time. And
Nah,
then it
we'll
was
come
so
back.
fucking,
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
yeah, we'll come back to, and we finally did, and then we finally got it written, and now it's a very good song, and I'm very, very happy
You
with it.
missed out one very important step, which would be us recording it twice.
Don't. Yeah, so what we went into the studio originally
May, like,
late 2019, I think.
yeah,
No, late,
no,
yeah, late 2019.
yeah, like September time, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because Hollow was like July, I think, or something,
I can't.
of that
Yeah,
year. Or we released. I don't fucking remember. I don't
Hollow.
care either. And
Hollow. Right, okay. Hollow came out February 28th, 2019.
yeah.
2020?
When did we fucking record it? I don't even remember.
2020. Yeah. Hollow came out
Yeah. Okay, so
2020.
yeah. We recorded it in
And then
July 2019, and then we really, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
And then we went into the studio to record Time Is a Killer shortly after Hollow was recorded. And it was great, except the vocals it was like I've forgotten how to sing. And I've said that to everybody I've talked to this about, and I feel so strongly about this
I think another
because
good point to put out is that at that time, me and Connor were like, "There's no point in you going back to the studio to record it." We didn't.
you guys thought it was fine. I
Yeah,
was
we were like,
so
"Nah, it's fine."
flabbergasted. It's like because I remember like sending you the fourth version, the fourth mix of it or whatever, or the third mix I think, and which had the new vocals, and then you guys were like, "That's what he meant about the new
Yeah.
vocals, right?
Like,
Okay, it's actually good now. Okay."
it's like
So fucking,
when you first said it, I was
honestly.
like, no, there's no point. Let's just release it now. We've got the song. Let's not wait. And you were like very passionate about the fact you wanted to go back and re-record vocals.
It was horrifying because it was so bad. Like my performance on that song originally. We need to release the first mix of it. We need to, as like a little bonus thing.
Yeah, right. I was going to say that now when it's on the drive, isn't it? When I go back to listen to the first mix,
Yeah,
now
I have it
see.
on a Dropbox thing as well. It's like, yeah, we can easily access it, but we need to release it at some
Put it
point,
on
like in the
SoundCloud or
future,
YouTube or just something
because
like just like.
so funny. You
This is what you could have had if you listened to Harry and Connor.
mate, honestly, no. Yeah. So as far as lyrical content, quite dark, and I don't know. I think for me, I mean, it's got a very literal meaning. It's not.
Yeah.
It's about, because you'll see the video as well, and it'll make even more sense. But uh, I guess it could be applied to kind of anything that you can't stop doing that wrecks your life in some kind of way. Whatever,
Yeah.
if you want to apply, if you're one of those who's like, this speaks to me, bitch, how dare you like music? No, but yeah, so you get what I mean. It's like, for me, it's got a very literal meaning, basically, because I literally copy and pasted it from Phil Anselmo and his struggle with heroin and everything. I mean, it's kind of from the point of view of a rock star who's succumbed to drug use and then kind of yearns to do music again, but can't because drugs, basically.
In terms of
So
like the song live, are you excited to play it? Are we like? Do you think it's going to be kind of
Yeah,
like an uplifting song live? Do you reckon we'll play it
I
a
think so.
little bit
We
faster, or what's the
we
kind
need
of?
to. No, I think because the last part, that can be the energy part. It's just the other bits, they need to be tight. The
Yeah.
first bit, that doesn't really matter because there's no drums in it anyway. But so
Well,
yeah, you can't mess up the tempo on that one.
really?
But there's this, it's quite an uplifting song for how dark it is. I always when I went back into the studio to record the vocals again, I remember doing that second verse,
Yes.
and I think I did, like, well, obviously I had to do a bunch of takes, but I think we used the first take for the first couple lines or something, and it was like really exciting. It was like so exciting to like sing it, and the melody is just really uplifting and everything.
Because I came with
And
you to do that
yeah,
redo of the vocals the second time round, and you changed the kind of phrasing of the words
yeah,
on the
yeah,
second
no,
verse
because
compared to the
I was a bit
first.
unhappy with the phrasing of the
And I
ones, but
think that also lifted the song up as well. I think even just the phrasing for that part kind of left a lot more room for you to hear the instrumentation, which the instrumentation is quite almost poppy behind it, if that makes sense.
kind of is, yeah, but it's that first bit where I start singing in the second verse never fails to get me, like,
It's like it sounds like you're
get
about
me
to get
motivated, I
like
guess.
get going, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
get
it's
out of bed,
like,
waking up and seizing the day.
in the performance shots that we did for the video,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I, every single time that bit came up, it was, you know,
A
I
little
don't
bit.
know, I can't explain it. It's just a very, it sounds too happy considering how dark the song is. But I guess it kind of fits it, because the whole point of it is that, even though you can go so far down a rabbit hole of drug use and just spiral out of control, basically, um the worst drug users have still come back. They've
Yeah.
gone to rehab, and then they've gotten sober. It's possible. So I'd hate for this to be a fucking, um PSA, but
I don't know what that is.
public service announcements, Harry.
I still
But
don't know what that is. Like, what do you mean? Like
I
a
don't know,
pattern?
just like a motivational. It's not like it's not supposed to be like a motivational song. Like, oh yeah, and we're all happy in the air, but like, it kind of is. I don't know. It was accidental, but it worked. I think
I think
it.
this. Sorry, carry on.
Oh well, no. Basically, it's just with that sort of message, it's you're always in danger of creating this really, like, um, what's the word, cliche kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't think it's a cliche at all. I think I'm really proud of the lyrics. I'm really proud of the, music of it. I'm really proud of the individual parts and everything. I think it's all come together really, really well.
I think it
And
was one of those songs that because it took us so long, we all kind of thought thoroughly into what we did rather than
yeah,
just
yeah, completely,
whatever fit works. It wasn't kind of like a one size fits all. It was very much a everyone
exactly.
thought
I
out
mean,
what built the song best.
and it was also, those parts that were strong, they stayed. It's not
Yeah,
like we fucked around with the essential parts to, like, Californication, right? That was rewritten, what, like 7 times apparently, like the completely new song, because he had the lyrics or something, but he didn't have music for it.
right.
It wasn't like we completely rewrote the song every single time. It was, we kept the parts that were strong and catchy,
Yeah,
and we worked around it, and thank God we found something, because it works so well now. I know it's quite a weird, not a weird structure, but it's like a, it's not an ordinary structure in terms of it's got one verse, and then it's got a different verse, and then it's got a different verse after that. Like,
yeah.
it's not
The copy
it
paste
doesn't
kind of.
return to anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't return to like a, a an earlier part or anything. So
Are there any lyrics you're particularly proud of that you wrote for the song?
uh, yes.
He was hoping I'd ask that question. If I wasn't
Well,
going to
no.
ask it, you were going to say, "Oh, there's some lyrics I'm particularly proud of."
Yeah, I didn't want you to just chime in. I wanted to be asked first. You know, it's like when people say, "Oh, you know, oh yeah, you have music. Oh, show me a song." Okay, I will. But I think so. The second verse lyrics, you know, the push came to shove bit.
I
For
remember
me,
hearing,
it's more the phrasing of it. Like
yeah,
you know, it's a cool lyric and all, but like
I
the
remember
phrasing
hearing
is
that in the studio and like saying, "I like that," and you going, "I
yeah.
knew you'd like that." I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday. Yeah, no. What about like what?
The part at the end as well. So like the third verse, I guess, the fast verse. I love those lyrics. I really like them.
In terms of like musical influences behind the writing of the song, would you say you were influenced at all, or is it just kind of what
Oh,
came
I
to you?
mean, I was very into Metallica back then, wasn't I?
Yeah,
Like I
what
was,
were you
you know,
listening to a lot?
Metallica was my entire musical influence, basically. Um, of course, now I have loads of different musical influences, but back then Metallica was like the driving force between. But you know, yeah, like you know the sort of the like clean things they would do. It's like I don't know, Master of Puppets interlude and stuff,
Yeah,
and have they would have their really heavy parts, and then they would have these soft, beautiful chord structures and stuff. And it's quite a simple song. It's not exactly the hardest to play in the world. It's not got any solos in. It's not. It's just I think the structure of it and the way it's played. It's the music that takes the
journey.
effort and everything. It's not exactly like I wanted it to be like fucking through the fire and flames, you know.
I think the
Um,
music behind it makes like the listener go on a journey almost. It's kind of like
yeah, completely.
it's kind of a story. It's more like a
I think so. It is a story song, really. I mean, it's literally ripped straight from that interview, like I said, you know. So,
yeah.
uh, yeah. As far as musical influences, Metallica, definitely.
You
You know,
say that's
that's
what you were influenced then. What would you say your influences are now?
oh, okay, right. I
Another
absolutely
question he
adore
wanted me
Alice in
to
Chains at the
ask.
moment. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna turn it down. Alice in Chains, they're amazing. I absolutely adore them at the moment. Uh, you know, I go through phases of just getting absolutely obsessed with bands.
Yeah, I think
Or
I'm kind of similar. I would
yeah,
say. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you know, you love your Amazons and stuff, don't you?
yeah.
But Alice in Chains, Megadeth. I mean, I'm toning down a little bit on Megadeth now because
I
I've kind of
really
run out
liked.
of.
I really like Megadeth's like sound apart from the singing. It's the singing that ruins
Oh,
it for me. If they just had the music without the singing, I feel like I would be a bit more of a.
I think basically, I
Is it
absolutely
one of those
love
that
his
just like?
singing.
Is it
I
one
I
of those that
love.
grows on you?
I used to. Okay, so when I used to be a little Metallica fan when I was 15, right? I still am a Metallica fan. I love them. I saw them live and everything. But uh, when I was like 15, 16, I jumped on that like fuck Megadeth thing. Like,
Right.
oh, Metallica are better than Megadeth. You know, I jumped on that train and I just hated Megadeth for absolutely no fucking reason because I thought his voice was stupid as well. But then I heard Holy Wars, and then I heard him sing the first verse over that riff, and I was just like, "You fucking what? How do you even come up with a melody for that?" You know, like he is an exceptional singer. Not so much now because he had surgery and it completely fucked up his voice. Well, he's still a good singer, to be fair. The Stopia album, I think he has really good vocal lines on it, albeit a bit repetitive in places, but he doesn't have the same range as he does now. But wait, as he did back then. But he's a really talented singer, especially in some albums when he started to really work on his singing ability. You know, like euthanasia and stuff. He he has so much groove in his voice and so many dynamics and stuff. You know, it's not. He stopped being a vocalist and started being an actual singer.
Right.
And you know, once you get past that, well, I say once you get past it, it's just I guess it's preference. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm into that kind of music, and it was very easy. One, because I like the music so much, and he's such an amazing musician. It was so easy to just be like, actually, I really appreciate his voice, and now I adore that man.
Bring,
I just love him. Please.
bringing it back to kind of like Time as a Killer. Obviously, you and Benji are brothers, so you live together. Is there any kind of like did Benji help like write any of the guitar parts and stuff like that, or was it kind of your song and you kind of showed it to him when you showed the band, or like? 'Cause obviously, I don't know.
No. When I first, remember when I said I first started coming up with lyrics? I was in the kitchen and Benji was there, and I was playing the song, and I think he might have helped out with the melody and stuff. Oh, look, obviously, what usually it's never with Benji. It's never like a full-on writing session because his attention span is shit. but I guess it was just like he liked certain parts of it, and he said, "Yeah, keep that," And then it's like with the vocals and stuff. He always wants me to come up with vocals as I write riffs and stuff. So if I start to come up with some sort of structure for a song, he'll be like, "Okay, what about the vocals?" I'm like, "Mate, okay, how about I make the rest of the song first? Okay, I've only got a verse at the moment. How about I make the rest of the song and then we come up with vocals?" But I don't know. I think I'm definitely starting to come up with vocals quicker.
Right. That's
I'm
good.
starting to um going back to Dave Mustaine a little bit. In fact, I've started to really enjoy singing. Like I've always kind of put guitar. I would say I'm a guitar player who sings, and I guess I'm listening to his advice a little bit more and just kind of coming up with vocals more than anything. And it shows in the most recent mix with the new vocals,
Yeah.
because it went from vocalist to singer, I think.
Right.
Like I use more dynamics, I phrase better, blowing smoke up my ass really, but
Someone's got to.
yeah, has to be me. Nobody else will do it for me.
Kind of like a finalizing point is quite interesting. I just want to hear your point of view on this, really. But like when you had the song and you wrote the guitar parts and stuff like that, and you brought it to the band, obviously in your head you had "Hello, Benji."
Okay, continue the question.
Obviously in your head you had like parts that you could hear for like drums and stuff like that. Because I know you hear the stuff.
Yeah, much to your dismay, I like to write your drum parts for you.
So what was it like when I didn't listen again?
Yeah, no, I nearly fired you from the band actually.
Yeah, bro.
No, but
was it hard or?
What are you doing? I'm doing some promotional material. Okay.
Was it live? Hello.
Well, yeah, we're recording it. So. Fuck off. Go away.
I'm Benji. I'm in the band. 2 man. Bomb shot.
No, okay. What? Fuck off, mate. What was it like when you? I don't know. I think, like I said before, it was a labor of love, really, because so much effort went into the structure of the song, and that meant because drums have so much to do with structure, it moves songs along.
Yeah.
And once you finally when you came up with that Tom's riff, the boom 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 boom, like that thing,
Yeah.
and that was like a driving force of the song. It really pushed it forward and everything. And even though it's quite simple,
Yeah,
but
it's not a hard thing to play. It's just
it's not.
To me, it fit the song. It kind of
exactly. And I think
everyone kind of did that with this song. It wasn't like a song that everyone wanted to kind of like
show off on.
Yeah, it's more of a let's make.
Yeah,
this
no,
story.
it's because it was. I would say, I wouldn't say anything takes a back seat in the song. It's just the vocals take the front seat, and it's like it tells a story and everything. Yeah, I'm the singer. Fuck everyone else.
Do you remember Connor trying to get the do? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember. I'm still no, because if he doesn't get it live, I'm walking off. I'm going away. But I don't know. So especially when it came to drums, because the drums had to be right, and I obviously had my idea, my ideas rather. And you know, obviously you're gonna have conflicting views and everything, but at the end of the day, I'm so happy with how the song came out, and I just hope everybody else is as well.
Yeah.
And I think everybody is. I know there was a lot of not arguments per se. Well, there were arguments, but not, you know, there was a lot of conflict in terms of what we wanted for the song. It was literally just serving the song in different ways.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't say it was a grueling process, but I wouldn't say that it was impossible, obviously, because, you know, it worked out quite well, I think.
Perfect.
My manager, Harry Snowball, right, has just told me to tell you that the song is coming out on the 12th of March, 2021, not 2022. Okay, we're not waiting any longer. Well, we are, but yeah, so it's coming out then. Do give it a listen, because you'll probably quite like it, I think. And if you don't, then we can have a little chat about it, and then maybe I'll change your mind.
Yeah, that ain't scaring no one.
I'm a scary man, okay? I scare lots of people.
Okay.
But yes. And we figured out how to do the little montage thing on the Spotify page.
Yeah.
Like a professional band.
Professional.
Look, I even have a mic and everything. Look. Ha ha ha. I fucked it.
Yeah, so that's cool.
There, right, no,
Perfect.
I'm going to keep it in the shot so people know I have a setup.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you very much, Jimmy Fallon, for inviting me onto your show.
You rehearsing? You got a fucking power
Always
drill
rehearse.
going on in the back.
What?
What's going on in the back?
My mum is
now?
making food. Okay, don't worry about that.
I thought
I
you
think
had
that's a
builders
perfect time
going on.
to end the call. Thank you very much for
That's cool.
watching, peeps. 12th March. Do not be tardy, or else I'll kill all of you.
Great. See you later.
Bye.
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 Wait, are we actually going, or is this just the end of the
Just
thing?
stop recording the thing.
Oh, all right, calm